take you out of this place.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Housing Industry Insider. I'm Paul Montalongo, and in this video issue, what I want to talk to you about is the news that continues to surface about the economy. There's been an announcement that the recession is over, and so what this will mean for you is a growing optimism in the marketplace. And as the economy rebounds and as people get on board with the idea that the recession is over, if you bought into that idea in the first place. But anyway, the general population will begin to buy into the idea that the recession is over. And so what this means for you and for the housing industry is that there will be more sales, there will be more housing starts, the market will continue to come back, people will begin to come back to your communities, and they will want information, they will want to reattach themselves to that American dream of home ownership and how easy it is to get into a home. So, as I've been thinking about this, I've been thinking, okay, this is kind of like that big ball game that's out there, and there's a team that's been preparing for this big ball game, and in their preparation, weeks in advance, they know that this big event is out there. But in advance, they start doing some of the things to put themselves into place for success, to set themselves up for success. They start strategizing, they watch game film, they start putting together a playbook, a game plan, so that when game day arrives, they hit the ground running, and then they just alter as they alter their strategies as the game moves on and as the game proceeds. So, what I want to share with you today is what you can do now to get ready for the game, to get ready for the big game, to get ready for that momentous event when the economy is really rolling and going gangbusters again, because you know it will. The economy is cyclical. It'll come back very strong, and when it does, then you'll have more work than you know what to do with. So here are 5 things that I've put together that I think you should concentrate on now in order to get ready for the big game, if you will. First of all, you want to focus on your sales and marketing strategies. In other words, how do you capture leads? How does your follow-up procedures, what are your follow-up procedures like? Also with your marketing, what specific marketing strategies will you have in place to attract these consumers who now have a different mindset and they're ready to buy again? In particular, what about your social marketing? You know, the Facebook, the Twitter, the MySpace, the YouTube, the Active Rain, all of those social sites and how they can play an integral role into your marketing and to your exposure into the marketplace. Second thing I'd like for you to focus on is the partnerships that you have with your trade partners and your vendor partners. Now, there's going to be some relationships that are going to need to be reestablished, reconfirmed, and so you're going to have to do your part to put those relationships back together and have contracts in place, have agreements in place, but more importantly, have expectations in place of what you see your business looking like and how you see your business taking place over the upcoming several years. The third area that I want you to focus on is your brand. Now, here's what's interesting about the economy and the cycles of the economy. In the cycle that we're coming out of right now, which is kind of a valley of the cycle, the economic cycle, if you will, your brand is in a certain place. It's in a certain location. You can change your brand. Now, by changing your brand, I mean several things. You can tweak it, you can alter it, you can ramp it up, you can expand it. Heck, you can even change it completely if you want. So perhaps you've been known as a certain kind of builder or remodeler or certain kind of housing industry expert currently, but you see the upcoming economic cycle as a way to really expand your brand. So now's a good time to start investigating what customers want, what the buying public is going to want, and then to build your brand, your marketing, your sales around that improved, that expanded brand. The fourth area is what I call your financial systems or your financial goals. Anytime we go through a peak and a valley in the economic cycle, stuff happens to our finances and stuff happens to our financial systems. So What I want you to do is I want you to imagine, I want you to plan and really create a game plan for what your finances will look like in this next growth period. How much will you reinvest in your business? How much will you reinvest in the people who help you operate your business? How much will you set aside for a, quote, rainy day, if you will? How much will you invest in yourself? Will you also take the financial assets that you accrue over the next few years and use them to expand into other businesses to help you diversify your business? These are all questions that I believe you must be answering to yourself right now as we get ready to go into this next economic cycle. All right, the fifth and final thing is, how will you manage your life? And I'm going to add to this, how will you manage the fun you're going to have in your life? It seems that when the economic cycle is up and everybody's rocking and rolling and everybody's selling business and we're doing a lot of business and we've got customers and there's all kinds of customer service issues and you're just in the mix of doing business on a daily and hourly basis, we tend to forget about ourselves sometimes. We forget about our humanness. We forget about our personal growth. We forget about contributing to others. And I'm not saying that you all do. I'm just saying that seems to be it seems to be a tendency that most humans have. We get so wrapped up in the business of doing business that we forget the really important things. Also imagine what kind of fun you're going to have with the new economy, the finances, and your new financial situation, and how will you really expand your life, and how will you grow, and how will you prosper to a level that is way above any time that you've ever done in the past. Those are the 5 areas that I think are really important right now as we look to the very near future with the economic situation. All the indicators tell us that it's on the rise back up, and whether you bought into the recession or not, I didn't personally buy into the recession, as you all know. I do know that that the thinking, the mentality of the mass population, of the general population, the general public, has affected sales and has affected purchases. Having said that, the mass thinking of the general population is changing, and it's going to change. And once everybody buys in, it's called social proof. In other words, when a lot of people have one mentality, guess what? A lot of other people have that same mentality. So as it grows, as it expands, it's going to present new and different and interesting challenges to us in our business. So those 5 areas, concentrate on them, think about them, think about what the future is going to look like for you, and I know that you will do extremely well. Until our paths cross again, take great care.